Okay, hi. Setting this up was kind of hard, but I love natural lighting and you guys deserve the best. And I'm not quite sure if you can see me. I hope you can. Why does this keep happening to me? Anyway, this video is I kind of forgot what it's about. It's I'll start with hi, welcome to my YouTube channel, or welcome back if you're one of my 46 subscribers. Welcome back. I'm Ren, and this is my channel where I talk about growth and beauty stuff. Basically, that's it. Today I'm going to be talking about failure and redirection. Now, failure isn't exactly failure, and like, I don't know why the word exists, it's not even a terrible thing that the word exists, because it is not failure. The fact that you lost one thing or did not achieve one goal does not mean that you're a failure and your life is over. That's basically what I'm going to be talking about. What are my what are my credentials, because I'm probably sure somebody is wondering, oh, why do you feel like you can talk about this? You're literally just here posting on a YouTube channel with 46 subscribers. Which is not a lot, but 46 people in a room, you would, if it's not a lot for you, it is for me. So anyway, and I worked hard to get these people to watch me. So yeah, I'm going to be talking about that. First of all, failure. What's failure? Failure is different things for different people. For me, it used to be not becoming the best in my school, the best in my class. Let's start from there. The best in my class, the best in my school, and then not becoming a doctor like everybody wanted me to be. And newsflash, I did not. But am I a failure? Absolutely not. I did have a few fails, but I am not a failure. To myself, I don't know what any other person thinks, but to me, I'm not a failure. I will never be, and no one is. So why do I think that? You know what? Let's also define redirection, because some of us might not understand. Maybe the fact that somebody did not get one thing and they go to another thing, they're like, oh, they feel that, so they're just like taking the second option. That's all they can do, that's all they can afford. The things I do for my YouTube channel, I just deleted an app because I had to finish filming this video. So yeah, as I was saying, redirection is basically you making the choice. Oh my goodness, this lighting. Redirection is basically you making the choice to go on a different path, because you could not get something. Excuse me, so sorry. You could not get something and choose to because I had to move my phone and it fell and blah blah blah. Anyway, redirection basically is you making a choice to pursue a different thing, to go in a different direction. And for some people it might be you have no other option, but I don't think it's that. If I want something and I still thought this is for me personally, I would pursue it. Sorry. And especially if God is like, this is, I feel assured from God that that is what he wants from me, I would definitely go after it, no questions asked. I would just keep going and banging on that door that is closed. But when you look at something like me, I'm going to use myself, I don't want to give too much details, but I wanted to study medicine. I wanted to, but when I didn't get admission to that the first year I tried, it was basically like, because throughout, like when I was so little, they would ask you in school like, oh, what do you want to study? And I would always put in doctor or lawyer. And my teacher ended up making me pick one. He was like, oh, just pick one. And I thought my mom's a lawyer, and I think being a doctor is harder, so I should do that. And everybody's going to be like, oh my goodness, she's so smart. I was already smart, but I just wanted to keep collecting the accolades. And from there, everybody started calling me the little doctor and blah 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 blah. And that ended up becoming a decision I did not make for myself. The people around me, the world around me, and me too. Okay, I played a role in it, but I did not actively make that decision. You're 5 years old. You don't really know what a doctor does. Okay, you know what a doctor does, but you don't know what goes into it, and you don't know anything about what you're saying. You don't even know any other careers, What's there? Astronaut, engineer, doctor, lawyer. What else is there? And you're picking this, and when I picked that, I was like, you know, I'm going to stick with it. That's just how I was, because I felt like people will change their minds, you know. They were, I don't want to use any words that aren't nice, but you know, I just thought that people who change their minds were less. Basically trying to say that me right now I'm less, which is not true. So you know, I decided, when I tried and it didn't work, I was like, you know what, I started looking into other options. The reason I realized, you know, I wanted to become a doctor because I wanted to help people. That was the only thing I could pick out. But you know, there are so many ways to help people, aren't there? You know, maybe you want to become a rich person, so you decide, I'm going to be an engineer because I'm going to get rich from there. But there's so many ways to be rich, aren't there? You know, I think that's just it, basically. So whenever something doesn't work out for you, don't start thinking, oh my goodness, I failed at life. I'm only 18, sorry. I was only 17 when that happened, but I was so sad. And until I started like looking into myself and researching, like, where could I work and do this and this and that and that, because I was also very interested in like advocacy, human rights, but I studied science. So how am I about to go to, you know, advocacy and international relations and, you know, human rights when I did not do humanities and I did science and I discovered public health? How did I not know about that? I have absolutely no idea. But that is just basically, and now I really feel like that is what is for me. Even though when I discovered it, my parents felt like, oh, she's just changing her mind because she doesn't think this will work anymore. You know, I don't put that on them because that's what they thought. You know, they want their child to pursue her dreams, but that, you know, it wasn't my dreams actually. So, you know, they just kept on pushing the medicine. And again, it seemed, you know, they viewed it and they were like, oh, this is really not going to work out, you know, unless they put in their own. And I do not want to get anything based off of my parents' merits or belongings or whatever it is that is called. I don't know, I would just feel a type of way about it. And I think God did not also want me to do that. So here I am about to study public health like he wanted me to. Did I know he wanted me to? Absolutely not. Did I know I even wanted to? No. Listen, and somebody is going to be like, oh, you just chose it because you didn't pass and you didn't get medicine. Well, maybe, but I'm like the happiest, the most excited I've ever. I was not this excited. I know how prestigious and hard, and how hard it is for people to get into med school and like finish and study and become doctors. But I was never excited about it. I was never like, it was just like, oh yeah, I'm going to be a doctor. Yeah, sure. You know, you guys wanted a doctor, here a doctor is. But now I'm studying public health. I'm so excited for my future. Like, you know, like I'm looking for jobs. I haven't even gotten into school yet. I haven't started school, but I'm looking for jobs. I'm looking for opportunities, volunteering, you know, paths that my career could go. And you're like, oh, that's normal. Like everybody does that. Not me. I was never doing that when I was studying medicine. I did not want to know where I would go. I was like, you know, we're just going to study this and we're just going to get on with it. After that, you know what is going to happen to my life. And I'm somebody who wants to live a very full life. Like, I want to travel, I want to create content, I want to do so many things. And I did not think that all these dreams were worth, you know, medicine was worth sacrificing all these dreams. No, you know, I'm not trying to say it's not prestigious. It's still a great thing to do, you know. You're giving most of your time to save people's lives, and that is wonderful. But I think that in my own way, I could save lives in a different way, you know. And I'm just so happy. So what is the takeaway? I know I'm talking about myself a lot, but I'm basically just saying, whenever something happens that, you know, you don't want it to happen this way, just look at it. Just look at it. And, you know, did I really want this? Was I excited for this? And you don't always have to be, you know, I know some people don't get excited, okay? But, you know, you don't always have to be excited. Just look at this, you know, did this align with me? Did I feel happy about this? If you did not, then good. Start looking for something that makes you happy and pursue that. And if you don't find that, look for something else. There's always, you know, I can't, okay, I was about to say there's always a new day, but that's not true. I can't guarantee you a tomorrow. I'm not God. But, you know, if there is a tomorrow, you know, sorry, if there isn't a tomorrow, you know, if life was to end today and then tomorrow you woke up and it was over, you would be like, oh, you know, I'm sad that I didn't pursue that one thing. I'm sad that, you know, I stayed pursuing the thing that I didn't even love. You know, I'm sad that I kept on what they call it brooding. Yeah, I kept on brooding on this one rejection when my life could have been so many more, you know, acceptance letters, job offers, travel opportunities, content creation, and so many things. You know, if one thing doesn't work for you and then you're trying and it's not working and you're really like, I don't think I want this, you know, even if you want it, just look for something else to pursue in the meantime and stop brooding. Your life is not that one opportunity, your life is not that one school. Get over it and get a life. Okay, not to be mean, but I just had to say that. And that is basically all. Goodbye. See you on my next episode on my YouTube channel, next video. I think I'm going to post another one right now, so bye.